Good morning and welcome to a yard update. So we're just on the tail end of a pretty bad heat wave. So I did have some shade fabric up here to prevent water loss in the ponds because, I don't want to have to top off the ponds. That seems pretty not eco-friendly, right? You want to reduce the amount of water we use, not increase. But my flowers have suffered, although not this one. This one's got a bloom, and these guys have a couple blooms. The yarrows are winding down, and I had some random poppies come up, and of course the prickly pear cactus is doing good. But here, I think the lesson that I am learning for this section is I really overplanted. And so lots of things got choked out, and they ended up having to get too tall to compete for sunlight. And so now everything looks kind of like dead and dense. I mean, things are still growing. We've got a bee there. We still have some pollination going on. Over here, my lily pads are doing really well, but no flower. That's okay. And I did have a volunteer plant in my squash compost container, and I moved it to a pot and planted it in here and just put it in the water. The mallow is still doing good. The spiderwort is winding down. We do have some cosmos coming up. The honey vine, which is mixed in with my cardinal flowers, the honey vine is starting to blossom, so that's going to be really good for the pollinators. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I overplanted. So that's the lesson learned for next year, is we're not going to plant as much. I'm definitely going to pick more places to put flower gardens. Oh, here's one of our cardinal flowers. I love those so much. The hummingbirds love those. Our aloe plant has decided to shoot up a bloom. That's kind of cool. And the sweet peas over here, some of them I noticed yesterday had pods. I went ahead and Googled if these are edible, and turns out they're toxic. So we're just gonna let those dry out on the vine and then replant them next year. But next year I'm not gonna put them here. This is a horrible location for them. I'm gonna plant them along a fence. This is our blue stem. This is a native grass. It's doing really well. I love that it just really came back. It also provides a lot of shade for this pond so that the water doesn't evaporate as much. And our zinnias are doing well, and our milkweed, I'm so happy about the milkweed. So this section of the yard, it's good. I'm learning some lessons. It's doing well. Our bird feeder has sunflower seeds in it. So of course, next to the bird feeder, we now have a lot of volunteer sunflowers coming up. We did plant 2 native bushes, but the heat wave kind of, they struggled a little bit. This is a chokeberry. I think they'll be fine. I do. But they're a little dry right now. We did just have a couple days of rain, which is good because we also have this, I think, elderberry. It's native. It still has the tag on it. I'll have to look. This, which I thought was so pretty last year, is, I believe, fleabane, and this has become the fleabane of my existence. It's everywhere. I'm pulling it everywhere. I'm gonna let this stay for a little bit, but I might chop the flower heads off before they go to seed. It's a good pollinator. The pollinators loved it, but it is really disruptive to the whole yard situation because it chokes everything else out. I've also slowly been throwing flower heads and random seeds over here on this side of the fence because I would like this side of the fence to have a lot of flowers. And our blackberry bush or tree that I keep trimming down into a bush is really doing great. I've harvested a bunch of blackberries. So you can see that I just have so many berries. And what you want to do is you just want to feel them, and you want them to release gently. And if they don't release, they're not ready yet. They're still a little sour. So the CDs and the shiny paper has done a pretty good job of keeping the birds away from there. And then the vegetable garden. So the strawberry plants are done producing. They produced 2 strawberries, but they're still doing good. So that's good. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next year. spinach, not doing good. Peppers, thriving. The beans and the peas are a goner, so we're just letting that do whatever. We did get a big head of broccoli off of this broccoli plant the other day, so now we're just looking at the little florets that we'll pull off. The Brussels sprouts and the cauliflower are kind of slow growing. We'll see what happens. I bought this, it said it was a cucumber plant. I don't think this is a cucumber plant. It's some sort of squash, which is kind of a bummer because I actually don't like squash. But I do think there's another little one down here, and I do think that this is a cucumber plant. So hopefully I get some cucumbers. And my tomatoes are doing great. And then over here, this is spaghetti squash, which is also doing well. And I do eat spaghetti squash, so I'm excited about this. And our volunteer tomato plant is doing well, and our carrots seem to be doing well. And then we did set up a second rain barrel, which is completely full. It's also uneven, it needs to be leveled. And we have some native grasses here, which are doing just great. So I just need to clean up this rocky area and make sure it's at a good slant and a grade away from the house. But then the new thing that we're doing is yesterday, my husband mowed the lawn, and I was like, I have a very specific request for you when mowing the lawn. Please mow it in patches. And so he did. So I have a walkway here, and a walkway here, and a walkway here. And we're gonna make these our prairie patches. So we're just gonna throw some native seeds in here and let these go wild. And we won't really see anything this year, I think, from it, but hopefully next year we will. Because why? Why do we need this much lawn? We don't. So I just needed enough space on either side to walk around and then be able to walk through a couple of them just for general maintenance. And then we are still mowing the front for now, but we'll start to get away from that. Anyway, that is my yard update. Mistakes have been made and lessons have been learned, and it still brings me a lot of joy. So I'm gonna go sit back there with my dogs and drink my mushroom coffee, and I'll see you next time.